Okay, so I got my new scroll saw in. I'm looking forward to using it. I really wanted a bandsaw, but I couldn't really afford a bandsaw. So I guess the scroll saw is kind of like a combination of a jigsaw and a bandsaw. So let's get the box open. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, we got some paperwork, the WEN, and we have the manual. Let's go ahead and ooh, look at that. Nice. Let's take a quick look at the instruction manual, and then we can take it out of the box and set it up. All right, it comes with like stickers. You can see the logo, the WEN. Let's go ahead and look at the manual. This is for the 16-inch variable speed model 3922 scroll saw. You can see a diagram of it. We get the contents on the front of the inner part. Get the introduction. And we should see the specifications, the model number 3922, 120 volts. Let's see, 5-inch blade, pinned and pinless. You can see the table. It's 27.5 pounds, so it's pretty hefty. The advantage to having this is that it's got a table that you can cut, and you can actually square it off. And it's easier to control. Like if you're using a jigsaw, I've used jigsaws to cut out patterns in wood before, and the vibrations make it really difficult. And this just kind of locks it down, and you don't have to worry about that, and you're free to use both hands. So this is the general safety rules, work area, electrical safety, personal safety. A lot of this is just basic understanding of using power tools and common sense. Power tool use and care, service, keep out of reach of children, keep cutting tools sharp and clean. Again, you can pause it if you want a detailed look at these sheets and the pages. Before operation, safety, avoid contact with rotating equipment. And again, this is a lot of kind of common sense stuff, but the fact that it's written down means that it has to be heated. And it is a power tool, and it's got to be treated with respect. Now we go to the unpacking section. You can see we're not supposed to pick it up by the arm, because that could damage the saw. We're supposed to pick it up by the base and by the back. You can see what's included. We have the 15 TPL pin blade, the 18 TPI pin blade, and the pinless blade. And we've got the wrench, the S3 wrench. Looking at the next page, you can see we're starting to get to know the parts of the saw: table, tension knob, the blade tension knob, blade grill, the housing, the table, the insert, the on and off switch, the table bevel knob. Again, it's a lot of good information to get to know the saw, because I'm pretty unfamiliar with this. I've never had a scroll saw before. I have used the jigsaw, and I've used band saws, but I've never used a scroll saw. Align the bevel indicator. You can see the diagrams. bench mounting. More adjustments. Blade guard foot adjustment. And the dust blower. That's a good idea. It's got a little compressor where it blows the sawdust so it doesn't obstruct the pattern. It also has a dust collection port, but it needs a hose and it's not provided. Going into the blade selection. (10 to 15 inch feet per inch) and 15 to 28. You can see the bottom one has more teeth. 10 to 15, and that's 500 to 1200 SPM. Medium turns on 1/4 inch to 1 3/4 inch wood, soft metal, and hardwood. Then in 15 to 28, you can see 800 to 1700 SPM. Turns, small turns, 1/8 of an inch to 1.5 inches. So it's a little more detail oriented for the bottom one. Blade care. And we go over to more adjustments. When using the pin blades, the slot on the blade holder must be slightly wider than the thickness of the blade. After the blade is installed, the blade tension mechanism will be kept in place. The table insert can be moved during blade changes to provide more access to the blade holders, but this is not mandatory. The table insert should always be replaced before using the saw. You can see removing the blade and installing a blade. More adjustments in the operation. When feeding the workpiece into the blade, do not force it against the blade. This could cause deflection and poor cutting performance. Let the tool do the work. Again, like so many other power saws that we've used. The on-off speed control switch. And that's a nice function. You want to slow it down to speed it up for the cutting. Powering it on, powering it down. Freehand cutting. More of the operation, the angle cutting. You can see you can angle the table. You can do a lot of detailed work on this saw. This is really good. Ripping or straight line cutting. That's probably what we're going to do for the demonstration, just to show you it working. And then we go into the maintenance. Carbon brush replacement. We got the lubrication with the SAE 20 oil. And we got the blades. And then we move over to the troubleshooting guide. The problems, the possible causes, and the solution to. We can see the exploded view of the parts list. This is always pretty cool. You can see there's a lot of parts. And I got this at a really good price, so hopefully this is a high quality machine that'll last for years. Of course, I'm not going to beat on it. I don't really beat on anything. All my power tools are well maintained. Here's the parts list. And it looks like there's one more page, more parts lists. And we got the warranty. And that's the last page. All right, that all being said, why don't we go ahead and let's see, let's move this stuff out of the way. And look at that. This is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. So let me go ahead and take it out of the box, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we got it out of the box, and it is pretty heavy. Let's see if we can make the table level. You can see the hose that's going to blow the sawdust out of the way, and looks like right over there. I think it's got to be connected. Show you guys the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it downstairs and put it in the garage, and that's where I'm going to use it, and I'll show you how it works. So I got it out of the packaging. You can see it's a very nice, very good looking machine. And I got a really good price on this. I got this off eBay. You can see it does come with 2 replacement blades. And we have the, that's the adjustment blade, the adjustment wrench for the blades. I'll put that aside for a minute. You can see the table. We're going to push it flush, and you can see there's a knob under here that we're going to tighten. Yeah, it's nice and tight. So now we know the table's not going to go anywhere. And the foot guard goes up and adjusts. So let me look around, and I'm going to get a piece of stock, and we're going to cut it, and I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so everything's tightened. Let me go ahead, and I'm going to turn it on so you guys can see what it's like. The switch is right there. And you can see it reciprocating. And there's an adjustment knob to the side. You can increase. From slow to fast. So, what I'm going to do is I just got a piece of junky stock. I think it's the smallest that I've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a small section. You pick up the footing. It's hard to do that with one hand. And then you can tighten the footing so that the foot guard won't move. And we can put it back on. And let's do a very tiny cut, just to show you guys how it works. Of course, it's going to be better with 2 hands, but just for demonstrative purposes, let's try to put it on high. And again, it's a lot better with 2 hands, and I'm only doing this just to show you guys what it looks like to be tight. So let's cut on the side of the first. cuts a little bit better on the faster setting, but depending on what you're cutting. And again, guys, it'll be a lot better with two hands. Like I said, you can adjust the speed. And let's put it off. So, I'm going to be doing a video on using this a little bit more intricately, because I'm going to be doing the models of the Starship Enterprises, and I want to do a base. So I'm going to do a round base, and it's going to be the Starship, the Starfleet Starship logo. So we'll get a better view on that. And what I'll do is I'll put a tripod so I can actually cut with both hands and go slow like it's supposed to be. The manual stresses not to force, because you can break the blade. And it stresses the blade. Teeth are supposed to be pointing down. And you go nice and slow and let the machine do the work. So my friends, this is the WEN 16-inch scroll saw. And if you guys are wondering about it, like I was wondering about it, I never even seen one before. Kind of a lot like a sewing machine. But it's like a jigsaw combination with a bandsaw. And hopefully I get many years out of this. And I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to get one for this price too. All right, my friends, I'll see you very soon in another video.